The biggest cope, the biggest scam I hear in psychology is the left brain, right brain, logical versus artistic, creative, whatever. That's the biggest cope against people just sucking at something. There's no functional difference whatsoever in terms of being a good artist, being a good musician, a good programmer, mathematician. The two directions, they're the same. It's just skill, and people saying, like, oh, I'm just naturally a logical person, I'm not creative like that, or the other way around, is just so fake. It's just because you didn't put in the work, you didn't practice, and that's your cope for it. So, on the artistic side, all the engineers are going to be smug and love to hear this. Those people, like, when they hear I'm a math major, often I get a response like, wow, I could never do that. Like, I didn't even make it past pre-calc. It's not because those people are, like, inherently creative. It's because they just didn't try in math. Like, I didn't start off as a child understanding, like, what a dihedral group is, you know? I sucked at math. Like, I worked a lot to get there. In reality, it's not that they're creative. It's not that they're just not designed for this. It's that they didn't put in the work. They're lazy. They didn't grind for it. And the engineers being all smug right now, I'm about to roast you. You didn't put in the work on the artistic side. A lot of you, like, have just terrible artistic opinions. I'll say it. I know tons of people who they say, like, oh, what's the use of art? Like, we don't need paintings and museums and sculptures and pots. Dude, you're roasting the art meta of like 300 years ago. You're so out of touch. That's not what art is today. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, modern art sucks too, like abstract shapes and like, no, you're still so out of touch. It's like a white girl in Italy, and you're like, ew, Italian espresso? I'm gonna DoorDash Starbucks. If you're pissed off at me right now, you're like, who's this kid just like on his high pedestal about determining what is art and like roasting me? Remember that you have the analytical advantage over a lot of the art people. Those people, they didn't grind on math, and they didn't grind on like programming. So you're better at them in a lot of logical things, and that's a big advantage. But you have to realize, like, there's an art to taste, and like that's a skill you grind too. Those people are good at that. And maybe you're also mad because you know, like, deep down there's a grain of truth to it. So yeah, that's just my take on people insulting that. Now AI, I hate to be like Fireship here, but that's kind of wrecking the analytical side of programming right now, right? So I feel like it's a great time to improve your art side, your taste, your creativity. And those people, the engineers, a lot of them will also say, well, artists are getting destroyed by AI too. Again, like, that's just a complete lack of culture. It's just like, you don't understand art if you think AI is replacing artists. Like, it's replacing like corporate illustration jobs. Okay, that was never art to begin with. I feel like I'm more of an artist, honestly, than I am a programmer. I grew up drawing. I don't as much anymore, but I'm trying to get back into it. It's a great skill to have, just visual design and stuff in general. It does fit into one part of programming, but you can also be a back-end engineer and have some artistic pursuit outside of it. It doesn't have to be a visual thing. Like, there's music and any kind of written expression. I feel like even thinking creatively is a form of art. The thing is, now everyone is kind of becoming an LLM, basically, in terms of their creativity. Because LLMs, all they are, right, is like plagiarism engines. They're just like mass sourced off of everything to give the illusion of something new. But there is nothing new. Humans are born with like the very strange ability to come up with stuff that's never been seen before. And everyone can do this. Like, maybe it's been a very long time for you because you're just consuming like so much content, and I am too, that all the original ideas are kind of like flushed out. But think about what it was like to be like a 3-year-old, you know, when the most entertaining thing you could do was just imagine stuff. You probably thought of some pretty insane things back then, even if you only vaguely remember it. That's when all the creativity was, because it wasn't washed out by all this stuff. But anyway, yeah, you've heard of like the overconsumption stuff too much. It's bad all around. It crushes your art, it crushes your productivity, whatever. You've heard that a million times. The point is, I hate when people limit themselves to one of these two sides because they think it's just like an impassable barrier in the brain. That's like it's so debunked. That is not a thing at all. It's completely, both of them are the same direction. There's no creativity versus analytics. It's just skill. in something. It's just practice in something. You just learn it by doing it over and over again. You picked programming, someone else picked painting, whatever. And yeah, that's having art also is not just about like the visual design of it and having like interesting and unique taste. It just gives your projects, if you're like a kind of person who makes your own programming projects, probably a lot of you are, it gives you just the ability to think about something other than like copying the most efficient and best things. Like, it gives you the ability to think outside the box a little bit. I know that's like corny and cliche, but yeah, I don't know. I think art is kind of underrepresented now, and people trash on it in the computer science world and vice versa, and these two sides shouldn't be trashing on each other. Both people should just try to bridge the gap and do both things more often. Like, that's when you get the true creatives. Yep. If you disagree, I don't really care.